Tonight on CTV News at 6, Edmonton remembers. Solemn silence. Thanks for service and sacrifice. Reimagining Rossdale. Ideas welcome for the historic power plant on prime River Valley real estate.
It's a pretty epic opportunity in our River Valley.
And
I'd rather put a shame in there.
the reason behind the local bakery's ambitious gingerbread project.
Won't be as warm as today, but temperatures remain well above average for tomorrow and Thursday, and then things start to cool off.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. People paused across Edmonton this morning to mark Remembrance Day. The service at the oldest cenotaph in Alberta honored the men and women who fought and died for our freedoms and the veterans who continue to fight their own battles. CTV's Gates Guarin has more.
Military members took their posts around the Beverly Cenotaph. Hundreds reflected on those who died for our country. Retired Major Jeff Sizo was there to honor his grandfather who fought overseas.
Stories that I heard from my grandfather and whatnot, it just means a lot to me to come out and celebrate.
Others, like Warrant Officer J.T. Ferris, spent the day with his children. He's grateful to share the ceremony with them and pass down the stories of those who came before.
It's just that overall sensation of respect and just making sure that I can pass on that message to my children. And again, also appreciate that the sacrifices that I've taken don't go in vain, and that at the same time we can kind of remember what we're all here for.
Wreaths were laid at the cenotaph commemorating the 80th anniversary since the end of the Second World War. A speech from Master Corporal Shania Murphy focused on both the ones who've died and the ones who continue to shoulder the tolls of war.
Remembrance isn't just about the soldiers who fought long ago. It's about the men and women who continue to carry that legacy in their hearts every single day. It's about the ones fighting the unseen battles, the families who hold them up, and the communities that remind them they're not all alone.
For Sizo, this and every Remembrance Day marks a chance to make sure no one is ever forgotten.
As soon as you stop saying their names, they're forgotten, and we just cannot do that. We have to remember everybody who served, no matter what, peacetime, wartime, it doesn't matter. You have to remember their names.
And their memories will continue to live on with the next generation. Gates Guarin, CTV News, Edmonton.
People gathered at the Alberta legislature for a memorial salute. A 21-gun salute marked the end of 2 minutes of silence in honor of fallen soldiers. People from all walks of life filled the legislature grounds to take in the ceremonial firing of blank artillery rounds. Edmonton is one of 13 places in Canada designated as a saluting station. And the sound of footsteps broke the silence of a procession through the Calder community. People lined the streets to watch the parade from the Northwest Edmonton Senior Centre to the Cenotaph. The Community League puts on this Remembrance Day ceremony to remember the wars fought, the soldiers who died, and the ones forever changed by battle. Earl Turvey comes to honor his father and grandfather, both veterans who survived the World Wars.
My grandfather, when he passed away, was the oldest surviving member of the 1st Battalion of the PPCLI. And then I just every year come here, and then after this I go and visit my father's grave, put a poppy on that, and then visit my grandfather's grave and put a poppy on his stone.
Turvey says he sees more and more people out at the Calder ceremony each year. It's a historic structure on prime River Valley real estate, and for at least a decade, visions for the future of the Rossdale Power Plant have gone nowhere. Now the city is trying again, soliciting ideas from developers about how to repurpose the site. It's a long-term process, but as Jeremy Thompson reports, Edmontonians will get a taste of what's to come in just a few months.
With its 7 smokestacks and all-brick exterior, the Rossdale Power Plant is a prominent feature in the center of the river valley. Aside from one private party 6 years ago and a handful of public tours, the historic building has sat unused since it stopped producing power in 2008.
It's a pretty epic opportunity in our river valley.
The city is now offering that opportunity to the world, posting a request for ideas on a provincial website, inviting developers to share their vision for repurposing the power plant.
Who hasn't driven past here and looked at this and thought that could be something so cool? Like you referenced the Forks, there's Granville Island, there's Old Port of Montreal. There's these examples across Canada. Like this is our opportunity to make it our own.
The plant is part of a larger vision to transform Rossdale. Work is underway to prepare the neighborhood for another 2,500 housing units, including parks, a new road, and other transportation upgrades.
The power plant really is an opportunity for amenities in this area to draw people into the community as well as to support the new residents down here.
It's far from the first time the power plant's potential has been pondered. Prairie Sky pitched it as a station for the gondola project that never got off the ground. And after that party in 2019, CTV interviewed a developer who recalled pitching ideas a dozen years earlier.
If we're having this conversation 10 or 12 years from now and saying, what should we do with the Rossdale Power Plant? That's the big failure.
We've been moving forward, again, maybe not as quickly as some may have wanted, but again, we've created a really strong foundation.
Councillor Ann Stevenson says that work includes purchasing the plant from EPCOR about 3 years ago, paying to reinforce the structure, and creating a plan to involve Indigenous groups in any redevelopment proposal. The city is also offering the public an appetizer of what's to come for the site.
It's a pretty spectacular spot.
With new railings and decking on the terrace of Pump House 2, Edmontonians will be able to access it like a picnic site next spring, though it likely won't yet feature a cafe as seen in some concept art. The window to submit ideas closes April 30th. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Many Edmontonians took advantage of today's double-digit temperatures by checking out downtown's newest park.
I actually live half a block away, and I've been watching the progress of the park, so we just decided to come check it out.
It's nice to see the green. It's nice to see, I love this playground. I mean, when was the last time you saw somebody build a wood playground?
Downtown's O'Damon Park opened last Friday and was covered in snow for a couple of days. Today, light fall clothing and green grass. Unseasonable Remembrance Day temperatures meant people got a chance to see what the park will be like during warmer weather.
All of a sudden, it's a community, it seems like. When there was a parking lot here, you didn't see families walking around, people walking dogs, and all of a sudden, yeah, it seems like a real community.
The fact that there's so many people out here tells you how badly it's needed downtown.
It's a place where we can feel together, and that's kind of hard to do downtown sometimes. So I really appreciate it.
People we surveyed say they much prefer the new park over the parking lot it was before. Businesses along 124th Street are preparing to welcome the winter season with the All Is Bright Festival this weekend. One highlight is Duchess Bakery's Gingerbread House. This year's theme is the Grand Budapest Hotel, the famous hotel from a Wes Anderson movie. As Nerman Issa explains, it's also a big fundraiser.
I'd rather put a shim in there, honestly.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's all hands on deck as Garner and Kelsey Beggs deck out this gingerbread house.
We are under a real tight deadline here. We have hours left to finish it, so it's going to be a non-stop slog from now until its unveiling.
Every couple of years, Duchess Bake Shop creates an elaborate gingerbread house. This year's theme?
Grand Budapest Hotel. So one of my favorite Wes Anderson films.
This is the hotel in the movie, and this is the Duchess version so far. It's made up of more than 90 kilograms of gingerbread, approximately 30 kilograms of melted sugar, and a whole lot of royal icing.
Hundreds of hours go into the creation of it.
In previous years, Duchess recreated Hogwarts from Harry Potter, the castle from Frozen, and the Milan Cathedral.
It just makes me happy. I don't know. To me, gingerbread is synonymous with the season.
The gingerbread displays come with a charitable connection. Anyone who brings in winter clothing donations like gloves and toques or toiletries will be entered into a draw.
And we draw that winner in the new year, and them and 10 of their friends get a demolition party. So they can bring baseball bats and sledgehammers, crowbars, whatever they want, and they can destroy the Grand Budapest Hotel.
This year's donations are going to iHuman, a nonprofit that helps homeless and marginalized youth.
We see a number of youth every year come in with the really bad frostbite, some of them actually losing their toes and fingers due to the cold weather.
iHuman helps about 500 teens and young adults a week, providing a safe day space, meals, snacks, and activities such as painting and sewing. Staff say the supports they offer can create positive changes.
They get an opportunity to build a community and to have all the support they need and really deserve to be able to make some different changes in their life.
The Grand Budapest Gingerbread Hotel will be on display at Duchess for the next few weeks, starting this Saturday. Naranisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Another beautiful day to be outside, Josh.
Yeah, 11 degrees for a daytime high on November 11th. And as we talked about yesterday, temperatures today at 11 a.m. for outdoor Remembrance Day ceremonies were the warmest in almost a decade. We'll show you those numbers in a second. First, here are the current temperatures. 6 degrees downtown. You get a 2 there. South of the city and 6 degrees as well. West of the city at Stony Plain. 11 puts us 9 degrees warmer than average. Started the day with a low of +3, which is a degree warmer than the average high for this time of year. Now, as we mentioned off the top of the newscast, changes are coming. We'll cool slightly for tomorrow and Thursday, but it's really Friday through the weekend and next week the temperatures get back to around average. Today, it was indeed 7 degrees at 11 a.m. Just as we had forecast, warmest since 2016 when it was 6 degrees at 11 a.m. Over the last 10 years. The 11 a.m. temperature on Remembrance Day in Edmonton, -3. So it was 10 degrees warmer than that today. We'll see temperatures slide to about -3 by tomorrow morning as skies are pretty clear in the Edmonton area. You look off to the northeast, though, we've had some light snow, some flurries there in through the Fort McMurray region and areas just south of Fort McMurray. No snow in our forecast for the next 24 hours, but tomorrow night or early Friday, we might see some flurries. For tomorrow, -3 in the morning, light wind, partly cloudy skies, and a high of about 6 or 7 degrees in the afternoon. Full look at your 5 and 10 day forecast in a couple minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Still ahead on CTV News at 6, the federal budget brings changes to some types of coverage for veterans.
It is like starting a surgery and not finishing it, so to speak. 3 treatments is definitely not enough.
The treatment used by thousands soon to be limited, and
I feel so helpless being here in Canada, and I just need to do something about it and get everyone involved.
From Edmonton to the Philippines, aid in the wake of twin natural disasters.
On Your Morning, we begin building a mountain of toys to help out Big Brothers Big Sisters of Edmonton. Plus, the compassion fatigue that comes with caring for pets. We talk about burnout among veterinarians tomorrow.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Being brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Canada's veterans often need care, both physical and mental, when they return home. Many suffer from chronic pain and other ailments, and a treatment called shockwave therapy has been used by thousands. As Merrick Takash reports, in a few weeks' time, the treatment will be limited.
And is one side worse than the other?
My right side.
Justin Yasub was in the military for 16 years. He was deployed multiple times, including to Iraq, to fight against ISIS.
I was involved in a big incident there where we lost my friend. I was wounded myself. I got shot in the arm.
6 years of serving with the Canadian Special Operations Regiment took a toll on his body.
I just kind of surrendered to the fact that I'm just going to be in chronic pain for the rest of my life.
Earlier this year, he tried shockwave therapy for the first time.
I've done a lot of different therapies for my back to deal with it and try to live a pain-free life, and nothing really kind of made the change until shockwave.
Last week, the federal budget was unveiled. Now, only 3 sessions will be covered per lifetime for each veteran experiencing chronic pain.
Because I know I needed multiple sessions to get to where I wanted to, it pretty much just, you might as well say 0. because the 3 sessions are not going to do the trick.
Echelon Wellness in Castle Downs is Alberta's first healthcare clinic exclusively for military veterans and RCMP.
It is like starting a surgery and not finishing it, so to speak. 3 treatments is definitely not enough. The number of treatments should be left between the healthcare providers and the patients.
Veterans Affairs Canada says it's changing how it funds shockwave therapy because of its mandate to ensure veterans receive safe and evidence-based medical treatments. Yasub has all the evidence he needs.
My back doesn't cramp up, it doesn't spasm, and I'm not in that pain anymore.
He hopes the government reconsiders its decision because of how beneficial the treatment is. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmontonians are working to send aid to the Philippines. The country was rocked by a pair of typhoons in 1 week. The disasters killed hundreds of people and displaced millions. The local Filipino community has banded together, doing what it can to help recovery efforts. Groups like the Visman Association are seeking donations to be delivered to medical missions and parishes to connect those impacted with clothing, food, and other basic needs.
Filipinos are one of the fastest growing immigrant communities in Alberta, and we are just really tight-knit with our families and friends back home. So right now, teams are mobilizing, people are kind of coming together, really trying to reach to their families back home and send these funds.
Teacher Jay Delera is also raising money for those affected by the typhoons.
I feel so helpless being here in Canada, and I just need to do something about it and get everyone involved, especially the Filipino community involved. Helping out however they can.
Donations for Visman's efforts can be found on GoFundMe, while Delera can be reached through his Instagram account. It's at .Mr. Delera. Still ahead, brewing beer for veterans.
So it's good. It's a good initiative. Anything like that we can do is a good thing.
How's the beer?
The beer is good.
Now the sale is benefiting the memory of soldiers. Also ahead.
It's like going to a beautiful gallery, only it's all very edited and curated, and it's absolutely stunning.
A preview of pieces previously owned by a Canadian retail institution that will soon be up for auction.
Some more sunshine for tomorrow, and temperatures tomorrow and Thursday should again be well above 0. It does cool off though Friday and through the weekend. More on that, the chances for some snow right after the break.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A local brewery is honoring Edmontonians who died in battle with a special ale. Campio Brewing teamed up with the 49th Battalion Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association to create the charity beer. As Nicole Weisberg reports, proceeds from its sale will fund memorials overseas.
At Campio Brewing downtown, the orders just keep coming for this special brew.
It's just been basically the only thing we've been selling so far today.
It's called Lee Stock, named after the Edmonton Regiment's mascot coyote. It honors local soldiers who fought in the First World War.
The style of brew is a bière de garde. The bière de garde is the style of beer that actually originated from France, where the Canadian soldiers fought.
Campio collaborated with the 49th Battalion Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association on the beer. The association is currently raising funds to install memorial monuments on battlefields overseas.
Because people like to know, like, where did we fight? You know, like we fought at Vimy Ridge, we fought it, but some of the major battles where we lost a lot of life, and that's what we just so we recognize the people that's for their sacrifice.
Jack Bowen is the president of the Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association. He's visited several war sites where Edmontonians made major sacrifices. And he noticed, other than grave sites, there is no recognition of that.
And we probably have, I think we have about 1,000 soldiers that were fought with the Edmonton Regiment. that are buried in quite a few cemeteries over in Belgium and in France.
The association has already secured land for monuments in Passchendaele and the Somme. Proceeds from the sale of this beer will help with their efforts.
So it's good. It's a good initiative. Anything like that we can do is a good thing.
How's the beer?
The beer is good.
Lee stock will be on tap at Campio throughout November or until it's gone. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, nice and warm, but not for long.
No, tomorrow and Thursday, make the most of it. Temperatures not going to get super cold, but it's going to start to feel a little more like November once we hit Friday, the weekend, and next week. Even some sub-zero daytime highs next week. Here's the River Valley Sky Camps brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed rider, it's free. 6 degrees and clear skies out there right now. We'll get to 11 for a daytime high today, 5 in Fort McMurray, 8s for Grand Prairie and Lloydminster. Red Deer as well, up to 8 degrees this afternoon. Jasper as well, hitting 8 degrees. Clear skies in the Edmonton area. To the south, you've got some cloud cover. Nice little Chinook going on there and through southwestern Alberta. Here in the northeast, it's flurries. No real heavy snow, but we have had some flurries and pockets of light snow off and on through this afternoon in the Fort McMurray area and just off to the south. As we said, late tomorrow night or early Friday, we might see a little bit of light snow or sort of a rain-snow mix here in the Edmonton area. Let's take you through the next 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, again, most of the cloud cover will be south of Edmonton. Partly cloudy skies, it looks like here in the city. And then sunny to partly cloudy through the afternoon. In fact, most of the province should see more sun than cloud cover through the afternoon hours. Late tomorrow night into early Thursday morning, you start to see some snow moving into northwestern Alberta. This could be a couple centimeters of snow up around high level, and for areas north of Peace River, probably pick up some accumulating snow as well in and around the Fort McMurray area and just to the north through the course of the day Thursday. But looks like all of that through Thursday stays either north or northwest of the Edmonton area. Once you get through Thursday night or early Friday, there's some uncertainty with the timing of this system and how quickly it's going to move off to the east-southeast. So once this starts to drop through, it may initially start as sort of a rain-snow mix and then change over to snow, or it may just be flat-out flurries. Doesn't really look like it's going to give us anything in the way of accumulation here in the Edmonton area. You could see some accumulating snow, though, in through the mountain parks, which would be good news for Jasper. Margaret Basin was supposed to open on Friday. They had to postpone that. No scheduled opening date at this point. You probably get some heavy snow Monday as well up in through the Jasper region. So maybe next week you get an opening date from Marmot. 4 degrees in Fort McMurray right now. It's 3 in Grand Prairie and Red Deer, 6 degrees here in Edmonton after that high of 11 today. And it looks like we'll be around 6 or 7 for a daytime high tomorrow. So step outside right now. That's as warm as it's going to feel tomorrow afternoon. A little gusty, east central Alberta, up in the northeast as well. Everywhere else looking at fairly light wind. I think through these areas, Lloydminster, Slave Lake, Fort McMurray, you're probably going to see the wind stick around through this evening and then die down overnight tonight. Here in the city, the wind will stay light for the next 24 hours. We'll slide to -3 tomorrow morning and then up to about 6 degrees tomorrow afternoon. 6 or 7 again Thursday, and then windy with the chance of some flurries or wet snow either Thursday night or early Friday. Temperatures Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a degree or 2 above 0, and then a degree or 2 below 0 through most of next week.
Thank you, Josh. Dozens of paintings owned by the Hudson's Bay Company will go up for auction next week. CTV's Janice Golding gives us a look at some of the pieces.
This Adrian Aubert is a really great piece. Christmas at Morgan's. Morgan's was the department store. But this
Robert Heffel shows us some marquee pieces from the Hudson Bay Company's collection.
The Hudson's Bay commissioned well-known Canadian artists to paint historical scenes for their calendars, and they would keep the original calendar painting. And so these are some of the Canadian artists that they chose in the calendar paintings. And
27 fine art paintings from the historic company's 4,400 item collection that will be going to the highest bidder next week.
It's a fabulous collection. It's kind of documents the history of Canada, the development of the Hudson Bay, and it's a walk through Canadian art history and a walk through Canadian history.
Previews of the collection were held in cities across the country, with Toronto starting today.
It's like going to a beautiful gallery, only it's all very edited and curated, and it's absolutely stunning.
Among the favorites, Lights of a City Street, a picture of Toronto in the 1890s by Canadian artist Frederick Marlett Bell-Smith.
the artist has put himself into the painting. This is the artist These are the newspaper sellers. This is the artist's son.
And I'm old enough to remember the Big Bell Smith when it was at the at Simpsons in the Acadia Court. I often saw that painting. Everyone in my age saw the painting, so that's the one I'm really excited about seeing.
The piece garnering the most attention, however, is one of a series former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill painted of Marrakesh.
He gave a Marrakesh painting to the U.S. president that later was sold for $1 million, but then it sold. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie put it up for auction in their divorce, and it sold in Canadian dollars for $16 million.
The bidding will start at 3 p.m. next Wednesday at Heffel's dedicated auction ballroom in Yorkville.
This is how a modern-day fine art auction works. It's the merger between the traditional to the innovative, and this is the technology that pilots Heffel auction.
A long day with auctioneers dealing with telephone, online, and live bidding from 4 different catalogs.
We'll have our pen in our right hand and our gavel in our left, and we'll be looking for bids in the audience, but our devices here, it's a tremendous lot of fun.
Proceeds from ongoing auctions will help HBC's creditors recover some of the nearly $1 billion they're owed. Janice Golding, CTV News.
Still ahead on CTV News at 6, Remembrance Day from coast to coast. Canadians recognize and respect those who served, and
she gets essentially room service behind bars. She can use the shower, she can use the gym whenever she wants.
Accusations that Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice is getting preferential treatment in prison as she seeks her freedom.
Programming brought to you by Basement Systems Edmonton. Contact us today for all things basement-y.
At the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we remember them as thousands attend the poignant National Remembrance Day ceremony in Ottawa. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
They came to Ottawa from coast to coast.
We have so many Newfoundlanders and who've passed through the wars.
I feel we owe a debt of gratitude to those servicemen and women who, from the past, the present, and the future.
There's a heaviness, knowing each year fewer and fewer are at the national ceremony like Elmer Friesen, here from Calgary at 103. Second World War veterans now number fewer than 4,000.
I'm so glad that my son thought I should come here to experience this alive. So moving.
If we don't remember, well, the world's enough of a mess. You can see what happens when we don't.
Time marches on. Now we have to remember our newer veterans, ones returning from Afghanistan, Bosnia, and the newer conflicts, and what we're facing today.
My transition's been pretty good. I have good days, bad days. To be here today is something that I've always wanted to do.
A service imbued with meaning. The Silver Cross mother, Nancy Payne, remembers son Randy, killed in Afghanistan. Weather so miserable, the traditional fly past replaced by a single helicopter. But still, they stood.
You want to stand up? Yes, I do.
Elmer Friesen determined to lay a poppy on the tomb of the unknown soldier for his late brother.
They sacrificed so many guys and never came home. And here I am sitting here and people are admiring me for, and it was a privilege for me to be in the service.
It has become a tradition to lay a poppy here after the ceremony, a small but impactful gesture, leaving a striking red tribute to all those who served and those who gave their lives for Canada. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
From coast to coast, communities held ceremonies today. At Victory Square in Vancouver, thousands gathered to pay their respects. In Manitoba, the Royal Winnipeg Rifles, known as the Little Black Devils, hosted a ceremony at Vimy Ridge Memorial Park for people to gather and remember. And in St. John's, the Ode to Newfoundland played as those who died were honored. Ceremonies were also held in Europe. Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron drove down the Champs-Élysées escorted by cavalry and troops. He laid flowers under the Arc de Triomphe before greeting military veterans. And in the UK, the Princess of Wales attended a national memorial ceremony paying tribute to those who served in the British military and died while fighting. Queen Camilla led a remembrance service at Paddington train station, laying a wreath of poppies. As we honor the men and women who serve our country, there is acknowledgement of the physical and mental tolls military service can take. Researchers are working to understand the impacts on the brain to better protect and treat service members and veterans. Now, a high-profile Canadian is enlisted to help. CTV's Natalie Johnson explains.
It's about 5K.
Down on the boardwalk by his East End home, Aaron O'Toole still maintains a quick pace in life after politics.
When I run, I generally go to the volleyball courts.
The former federal Conservative leader harnesses physical activity to support brain health, grateful that he never suffered a brain injury during his years of service in the military.
Our veterans serve, and many of them come back with injuries, both physical, mental, some aren't visible. And traumatic brain injury is something that we're really starting to understand.
Now, in this time of remembrance, O'Toole is pledging to donate his brain when he dies to Project Enlist. Research conducted by the Concussion Legacy Foundation to better understand the impact of military service on the brain.
You first think of the roadside bomb and, the light armored vehicle and the concussion, but it doesn't have to be that dramatic.
It's this revelation that it's not just concussions, it's the cumulative non-concussive impacts over time that people sustain during the course of their service that can end up leading to mental health issues, neurodegenerative disease, CTE.
Even though O'Toole didn't suffer head trauma during his time in the military, his brain can serve as a baseline or control for the testing. So far, more than 500 veterans have pledged to donate their brains for research.
I think we need to make sure we have the best protection, headgear and other things for our men and women in uniform. And we have to find treatment methods to reduce injury and treat it early so that there can be a quality of life.
Quality of life that is so critical year-round, well after Canadians take off their poppies when the Remembrance Day ceremony ends.
I hope this donation will take place a long time in the future, but I want to be part of something that is so positive.
Arming the Canadian military with research that will help to better educate and equip, another step forward in supporting those who serve. Natalie Johnson, CTV News.
Travel frustration is growing in the U.S. even with an end in sight of the government shutdown. The Federal Aviation Administration has imposed a 6% flight cancellation rate to help with staffing shortages among unpaid air traffic controllers. That rises to 10% by the end of the week. The Senate has passed a deal to fund the government through January 30th, and a vote in the House is expected as soon as tomorrow. The agreement would fully fund food assistance, but will not extend expiring health care subsidies, which is considered a major concession from Democrats. Ghislaine Maxwell wants Donald Trump to commute her sentence. She's the woman who helped convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein prey on children and young women. As CTV's Joy Malbon reports, Maxwell is also believed to be receiving special luxuries in prison.
Outside this prison camp in Texas, Ghislaine Maxwell is reportedly working on her freedom. The convicted sex trafficker plans to ask President Donald Trump to commute her prison sentence. That's according to the top Democrat on the congressional committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein's criminal network. Congressman Jamie Raskin says a whistleblower detailed that and a list of Maxwell's prison perks, from playing with puppies to computer use.
The whistleblower made clear that Ghislaine Maxwell is just in a completely different category than every other prisoner. She gets essentially room service behind bars. She can use the shower. She can use the gym whenever she wants to.
The family of Virginia Giuffre are horrified. In Virginia's posthumous memoir, she called Maxwell a sexual predator who trafficked her to rich and powerful men, alleging the former Prince Andrew sexually abused her when she was just a minor.
If King Charles can strip Andrew of the prince title
over just affiliations. Why is our president not definitively ruling out a convicted sex trafficker of minors, of children?
Donald Trump's lawyer interviewed Maxwell in federal prison last July after she claimed President Trump was not involved in any illegal activities. Maxwell was suddenly transferred to this prison camp. Congressman Raskin claims the whistleblower says the warden there is helping Maxwell apply for her freedom.
Ghislaine Maxwell is actively seeking a commutation, a pardon from the president right now.
The White House says it does not comment on potential clemency requests, but the president has said before he has not ruled out a pardon.
Coming up, the fine print of home insurance.
What you're seeing from the insurance industry in response is more proactive engagement with their policyholders.
An Alberta homeowner has to replace her roof even though it's never been damaged. Also ahead.
This is a targeted at growing the country and our economy and supporting key industries that we have in the country, like natural resources.
Without giving anything away, Canada's finance minister says there is plenty in the budget for Albertans. And there's a live look from the CTV drone of the Walterdale Bridge reflected red in the North Saskatchewan River. It's another warm day, more on the way, and soon it'll feel like a real November. Once again, stay with us. Checking on the markets, the Canadian dollar holding steady near 71 cents U.S. Oil was up 91 cents, closing at $61.04 a barrel. Gold lost nearly $6 on the day. The TSX and Dow Jones ended the day up 92 points and 559 points, respectively. Canada's finance minister says there's plenty in the new federal budget for Albertans while dodging questions about a possible pipeline project. François-Philippe Champagne was in Alberta this week promoting the budget. He says it supports small and medium-sized businesses, increases productivity, and creates generational investments. Speaking today on Alberta Primetime, Champagne was asked about the upcoming major projects announcement. While he wouldn't say whether a pipeline was on the table, he did say he plans to work closely with the Premier and spend plenty of time in Alberta.
You know, it's been tough recently, so we need to stand shoulder to shoulder. So that's why I say this is a very focused budget. This is a targeted at growing the country and our economy and supporting key industries that we have in the country, like natural resources.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will reveal the second round of what he calls nation-building projects in Prince Rupert, BC on Thursday. Premier Danielle Smith has expressed hope her pipeline proposal will be included. An Alberta woman has been given 1 year by her insurance provider to replace her roof. She says while it is older, she's never had a problem with it. As CTV's Tyler Barrow finds out, one agency believes asks like this could become more normalized in the industry.
Crystal Tate is eyeing unplanned improvements to her Northwest Valley Ridge home she says will cost her minimum $15,000.
Well, it's extremely frustrating.
In September, her insurance provider of more than 20 years, Allstate Canada, sent her a letter stating, "Our records indicate that the roof on your home exceeds our current underwriting guidelines. During the next 12 months, we ask that your roof be replaced. This will be required prior to us issuing your next policy renewal."
They haven't looked at the condition of the roof. We've never had any issues whatsoever with the roof. We've never had any leaks.
The Woodshake roof is 25 years old. Some spot repairs were done approximately 10 years ago. Epic Roofing and Exterior recommends homeowners do maintenance on the roof every 3 to 5 years. Yet, Vice President Tyson Toth questions an entire roof replacement in this case.
Insurance always, they're kind of doing a general blanket statement on a roof and not necessarily taking into account the quality of the product.
His company has experienced a surge in business due to hailstorms in the city. According to the Insurance Bureau of Canada, hailstorms in Calgary have taken a toll on the industry. Over $5 billion worth of claims have been made in the past 5 years, and now they are trying to recoup losses.
What you're seeing from the insurance industry in response is more proactive engagement with their policyholders on what proper building maintenance looks like.
Allstate Canada wouldn't speak specifically to Tate's situation, but points to weather-related damage in a statement saying many insurers encourage homeowners to regularly inspect the roof and replace materials nearing the the end of their service life to reduce the risk of costly damage. Tate has taken the advice of Insurance Bureau of Canada by exploring different insurance providers.
Shocking to me that an insurance company can dictate when and how we do repairs to our home.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
People driving the QE2 now have another rest stop available between Edmonton and Calgary. Red Deer County recently wrapped up construction along Junction Drive and Highway 42, adding roundabout access and a 5-acre truck parking lot to an area known as Junction 42. The site is located just east of Penhold and is geared towards commercial truck drivers. The site includes parking stalls, a new EV charging station, gas stations, and restaurants. According to county officials, Junction 42 saw roughly 500 vehicles every day last year. Gasoline Alley sees approximately 20,000 vehicles a day. Coming up, a pilgrimage-inspired path.
The military experience helped a little bit because I was familiar with going on long marches.
What the Island Walk means to Canadians. Stay with us.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Wednesday on CTV Edmonton. Our new series looks at the banker who had it all. Mansions, muscle cars, and millions of dollars. With just one catch, none of it was really his. Inside the 2002 investigation of Nick Lissick, coming up Wednesday on the Crime Tapes.
Programming brought to you by Southview Acura. Experience the elegance of the all-new Acura ADX.
The Island Walk around Prince Edward Island takes most people more than 30 days to accomplish. For some, hiking the trail is a way to help find their footing after tragedy. For others, it's a test of endurance. CTV's Maria Sarut reports.
Boots on red soil and one step after another. Veteran Sheldon White finished part of the Island Walk this fall, a 707-kilometer loop around PEI as a personal challenge.
The military experience helped a little bit because I was familiar with going on long marches, but it was more challenging than I expected.
White flew airlifters for search and rescue and served a tour in Afghanistan before returning to the island to teach engineering. The former commander says out here, the mission is simple but not easy.
Walking for 5 hours straight without a break is actually fairly hard. And then to do that multiple times, I have a lot of respect for the people who've done the entire walk.
It's been a hell of a trip. Sandra Cernowski from Winnipeg walked for 32 days carrying profound personal loss.
I wanted to find out who I was after my husband passed away, after his battle with cancer.
All around, there were signs he was walking with her.
So this penny here, can you see it? There was a day on the trail and I looked down and I found a penny. I picked it up and I looked really close and it said 1972 on it. And my husband was born in 1972.
Bryson Guptill created the Island Walk in 2019 after finishing a couple long treks in Europe. He wanted to give Canadians the experience closer to home.
When you walk for over a month and you're carrying everything you own on your back, it's a very, very cleansing experience.
Back on the road, White aims to finish the walk next year.
All right, I'm told, I hear the Northern Lights are spectacular tonight.
Yeah, we tried to get a shot with the drone, but the drone lenses just don't do it justice. So step outside. The skies are nice and clear out there. It should be that way for the rest of this evening. And so we're getting reports even in the city that they're showing up. -3 tomorrow morning. Clear skies overnight tonight. Sunny with a few clouds tomorrow. About 6 degrees for a daytime high tomorrow. So not quite the double-digit day that we had today, but still way above average. 7 degrees on Thursday with some increasing cloud cover. And then either Thursday night or early Friday, a chance that we could see a bit of snow. Probably pretty gusty as that system goes through as well. And temperatures will drop back to a degree or two above zero for Friday through the weekend, and then just slightly below zero for daytime highs a couple of days next week. So seasonal temperatures are coming, but you get 2 more nice, really warm days.
Perfect. Thanks, Josh, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, ctvnewsedmonton.ca.